It's screaming at you. If you wanted the OCD without any of the baggage, get this one. What's happening, party people? Welcome to Blues Lawyer Confessional. This is Jack.
And this is Matt Esquire.
Oh, Matt. I
Hey.
was recalling a conversation we had back all the time where we talked about the OCD pedal, the Fulltone effects company, and if they're moving, if they're making products anymore. Some of the perception of someone who would purchase something from Mike Fuller, that's his name,
Yeah.
and based on some of his statements he's made and concerns he has with the world around him. Here we have a solution from our friends at Warm Audio, the ODD, which looks and sounds just like the OCD from Fulltone, but it comes without any of that baggage, and it can be had brand new from Sweetwater for $119. So Matt, we talk a lot about trade dress and the Lanham Act and copying things. Is it okay for Warm Audio to put out the odd box, which is obviously the OCD? Now would be a great time to make sure you're subscribed to the channel. You don't want to miss out on any of the latest guitar-related news that's going to make you the coolest kid at Guitar Center.
One of the things Warm Audio might skate by on is the fact that most of these pedals are just completely out of production. Defunct companies. But the other thing is they've made no bones about it. They've put their logo front and center on the front of the pedal. I think is fine. The closest I can think of is something like DemonFX, which really copies the packaging.
But without capturing the sounds. So
Yeah.
one thing that's brought up a lot in, especially in like JHS pedals with Josh Scott, is that copying an analog circuit is not a complex activity. It's rather elementary for an electrical
Yeah.
engineer or sound, someone who builds these things. Most things that we get are a flavor of thing that are already exists. How many different tube screamer pedals are out there? How many different blues breaker pedals are out there? How many different, rat style pedals are out there? But this really, it's screaming at you. If you wanted the OCD without any of the baggage, get this one. And it's made from a, again, theoretically higher quality than a DemonFX. Again, I think one of the conversations ahead is, these things are they're out of production. I don't think Fulltone's making anything anymore. Is that
Um,
correct? Or there
well,
makes
okay. From what I understand, number one is that Fulltone may have shut down, but now he's going back into production. That he's moved from, I think it was Los Angeles to Nashville now. And
okay.
I mean, I've never been to Nashville, so I can't speak to whether or not his Nashville storefront is actually up and running. That is a definite hiccup on the odd box. However, um, the thing that you could say, okay, well, you know, it's still out of production because they have specified that I believe this is the OCD, either the 1.0 or the 1.5. It's a
It's
very
V1.
specific,
Yeah.
it's the V1. That circuit is out of production. Now, as to trade dress, then the question becomes, what about that font? He
Mm-hmm.
definitely Warm Audio is definitely using the full tone font, and it is kind of a finger in the eye type thing. What is the value to Fulltone to suing on this? Number one, have they registered that? Because there could be registration. If this isn't a registered trade dress, then they might be out of luck. Number two, what do they win? I mean, this is the sort of thing, it could get tied up for years in litigation, and this isn't like Gibson with the deepest pockets in the world. Mike Fuller doesn't have super deep pockets. I think he'd probably rather spend his money on being semi-retired and building pedals. He doesn't want to waste hundreds of thousands of dollars on lawyers. He just doesn't.
Yeah.
Gibson, on the other hand, they don't mind because they put Dean out of business. So
Theoretically, the V2 on their website, so they don't even have the V1 anymore.
right.
And if I were to go buy it online, it is unavailable.
hmm That
So
that's the whole point of what Warm Audio is doing is they
and
took
more, yeah.
unavailable, out of production pedals. Um,
The headline on their website says "Faithful Recreations."
mhm.
So they take everything. It's like they're highlighting, hey, these things are inspired. Like 73 series, the 47. Like they have everything that's you probably had seen elsewhere, and they do their little take on it. You're not being tricked into thinking you're getting
No.
the original, so it's not like the went in a smoky bar and I saw this white pedal with this almost Comic Sans font on it, and I thought that was the Warm Audio Odd Box, so I got that one instead at Guitar Center.
No,
You don't have that. You have the Zen Drive. They call it the Warm Drive, even the same font. The Yin Yang is backwards. I think you can still get those Zen Drives, presumably. Let me see if I can get one. Love Pedals making the Zen Drive. You can. Add to cart, 240.
hmm,
Got one. Obviously, their Klon, the Centaur, the Centavo they have,
right.
looks just like it, but as we know, you can't get one. For 179, you want a big box clone? Sounds like a good deal to me.
Yeah, I mean that's actually a pretty fair price for a clone.
Yeah, man, because as we know, those can get pricey, and if you build your own kit, the Seriatone kit is a
Yeah,
couple. It's like $200-300.
yeah. So you're already ahead of the game there, and you're doing your own labor. As long as you're upfront and you're saying this is not, you know, this is not a full tone pedal. This isn't a full tone product. DemonFX, at least they put their name on their analog band copy. I acknowledge the
I mean,
contradiction of saying, oh well, it's okay for Warm Audio to do it because it's an homage, but DemonFX over here, they're just
it's a
ripping them
copy,
off.
and is it because we think Warm Audio is a better quality product?
It might be.
Because
I don't know.
DemonFX, and am I judging DemonFX because their graphics are just a little off? Like the Centaur just looks bad on their pedal, and it's a weird shade of yellow. The knobs are too far out on the Friedman BODX that they have there. The Keeley compressor, like they use the same font. It's just the font is different on the knobs, which is annoying me. Is it because the boxes look bad? They have their microtubes knockoff, which I presumably
Well,
would do a lot. But I mean, man, it's welcome
well
to customize OEM become an agent. We could be an agent for them. I wonder if they'd sponsor the show. I know Josh Scott takes umbrage with the at pedal because they used an ampersand in there, but then the little like loopy thing doesn't make any sense from a design standpoint. That really bothers him. They have a precision drive called the Precision Drive. Didn't even change the name. It's just called the Precision Drive, not to be confused with the Precision Drive that exists. I think that's the biggest thing is they make available a bunch of pedals that already exist, and they make obvious copies. But if I'm a consumer, which I generally am,
yeah.
do I get good brain juices because I bought Friedman spelled with two E's, the Friedman BEODX box by DemonFX? Does that make me happier than if I just went and purchased a slightly more affordable, not the Friedman box? Do I trust that this one's going to sound similar or close enough? Like at that point, why don't I just be honest with myself?
Oh, they've got all the top brands here.
Yeah.
Sorny and Magnet Box. It's a magnet box. So
I mean, again, as we stated, I mean, they said in the first line, Friedman BEODX overdrive pedals based on the Friedman BEOD. What do you get out of this? I mean, I guess it's what, $40 instead of 150, $200, but I mean, there's some of these are like really complex looking. And again, as I said, it's not too hard to clone a circuit. But again, some of the things that makes me frustrated is when you have like scratchy pots or things that aren't necessarily good quality in the guts. Stock fat is there, and they don't even have a switch on this golden rat. It just has like looks like a switch, but it's a picture. It's weird.
yeah, I
I
mean,
don't know.
hopefully the Warm Audio one's a decent quality product. I would hope so.
Yeah.
If they're putting out a good product that doesn't have scratchy low grade pots out of the factory, things like that, that actually does give me the good brain
Mm-hmm.
juice. It's a sly wink. It's cute.
Yeah.
Why not have an odd box as opposed to Mike Fuller and his stuff?
Isn't that a lot of like JHS's gig? Is they put out like the pack rat, right? It's a variety of rats that some you can get, but there's like it gives you that historic um
Y- Yeah, but I mean,
catalog.
yeah, but the pack rat doesn't contain a near identical copy of the Proco,
Oh, yeah, the
labeling.
box. Yeah, they
Right.
wouldn't do that.
So 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 that's why there's absolutely no problem. What's humorous is like the Friedman one. It's like they want to be able to rip off the
Yeah.
actual Friedman logo, but they don't quite have the font right. They want to be able to rip off the old
Yeah.
DOD, but they don't quite have it right. I mean, it's very bizarro.
The
Um,
attention to detail is just quite off. It's just like the Flash movie where everything's just a little different each time you run through the spaghetti multiverse. You know,
yeah,
it's
at, at least the King of Drive, when they ripped off the King of Town, they really
mm,
do seem to have put the effort in in
yeah.
s- in shamelessly lifting Analog Man's packaging there.
Yeah.
They
Uh,
really did some quality on it.
Again, if you really want to get something that's similar to the thing that it is, I wouldn't get hung up on the graphics. Find a high quality version that you can afford.
Yeah,
There's plenty of clones out there that don't cost $300, $400 that don't cost. And the ones that cost, you can get perfectly cromulent $50, $60 clones that aren't grossly made with a fake attempt at being something that they're not. I think
yeah,
that's the thing. We listen with our we listen with our eyes sometimes, but the reality is you're gonna feel better about having a pedal that's not gonna crumble under your foot. Be honest with yourself, and you're gonna sound better.
yeah.
Less
I mean,
fiddling,
more
more
playing.
playing.